of the Indonesian Basketball League, Pelita Jaya. Well, this Group A, we've seen all three teams, apart from Pelita Jaya. The opening game saw Taoyuan Palian Pilots from Chinese Taipei take the opening victory in a double OT game, while on game day 2, it was Bishrel Metal coming from Mongolia who secured a very emphatic victory, which now leaves NS Matrix Diz at 0-2. Pelita Jaya, they'll be coming into this game heavy-handed with the likes of James Dickey, not to mention the likes of KJ McDaniels and Andakawa Prastawa, and there are your current standings. Well, 2 groups, 8 teams, 24 games, 5 windows, and then a Final Four to decide who will make it to the finals of the BCL Asia East, and those 2 teams will then go on to qualify for the 2025 Basketball Champions League Asia. Hello everybody, Josh Bett here at the Mama Stadium, calling this one live in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and again we're going to get set to introduce the key players for tonight's game. And one thing you expect tonight, the kings of Indonesian basketball, Pelita Jaya, they will be coming here with a big point to prove. Well, this arena was completely jam-packed on game day 1. That double overtime game against Taoyuan Palian Pilots. And of course, NS Matrix Diz. Well, it's fair to say the key go-to player for them has been John Wesley Murray. Well, the 28 points he had in the first game, he was simply indestructible. The three-point shooting, 5 threes coming off the bench in the fourth quarter. But unfortunately for NS Matrix Diz, they now are 0-2, and they'll need something big here tonight. Well, a positive note for the home team, they have been able to get one day rest between the second game and now here in the third game. But Pelita Jaya, wow, the kings of Indonesian basketball. Muhammad Origi, a big-time fan favorite in Jakarta, and there's James Dickey, the big man now in his second season playing here in Indonesia. Yesaya Saudali, another big fan favorite. But of course, there is the new addition to this team. And, they are going to be without this season, of course, with Justin Brownlee, the man who does feature for the Philippine national team. But they'll have to make do without Brandon Jawatso, a familiar face. Many of the FIBA Asia Cup fans will remember him playing for Indonesia. Of course, played at the University of Hawaii, and a very talented player. Well, there you see number 19, man who was the MVP of the finals back in 2023. And that is Reza Guntara. KJ McDaniels, the final player to come out here for Pelita Jaya. Well, no Andakawa Prastawa tonight, which is quite an interesting note. So we'll find out who will play. Now, most likely Anthony Bean will be the go-to point guard, but now we'll turn our attentions to the NS Matrix Diz. Well, again, we'd like to welcome everybody. Selamat siang to all of our fans watching in Indonesia, and hello and welcome to all of our fans worldwide. Well, there's John Wesley Murray, number 3, the three-point shooting dynamite. He's going to have a big game tonight, but he's going to need some help. Well, there is Jason Lee Shuwen coming out. Hasn't played too much, along with number 8, Da Wee Young. But the next player to come out will be Wong Yi Ho, who, in my mind, in the Taoyuan Palian Pilots matchup, he was incredible. Marquez Lecha, one of the other import players. Also number 22, John Tang Junkai. But get ready for the big man, Tolowalupe Obasa. Well, I feel he hasn't quite reached his potential. He's a fantastic player, and he's demonstrated some moments of brilliance, no doubt about it. Well, this team, of course, coached by the great Felton Seeley, head coach of the NS Matrix Diz, drafted into the NBA back in 1981. Well, there are 3 referees for tonight's game. Well, we're very proud to say we have 3 of the very finest officials in world basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of our competitions, and they'll continue to do so here tonight. Final game of the first window here in the BCL Asia East. Well, our 3 referees are coming from Korea, Oman, and India. From Korea, we have Ling Kyung-wan. From Oman, we have Al Siabi Isam. Of course, a big shout out and thank you to all of our officials who have done a magnificent job in all of our competitions. But now we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and I imagine we're going to see Brandon Jawatso at number 3 here. And it's Coach Felton Seeley. Of course, what a decorated career he had as a player at the University of Oregon, playing in the NCAA. And not many coaches, professional coaches say, well, there's associate head coach Rob Beveridge. Now, that's not Johannes Winner. Now, the head coaching duties are split at Pelita Jaya with that man who's a legendary coach from Australia, Rob Beveridge, one of the best, along with another great coach, Johannes Winner, who, in my mind, is probably the best Indonesian coach today. We'll start with PJ. Semangat Pelita Jaya. PJ fans, no doubt, watching from Indonesia, watching closely. Well, they'll be ready for the big moments tonight. I think we're going to probably see James Dickey start at the center with KJ McDaniels at number 4. Brandon Jawato, in my mind, will play 3. But with the absence of Andekau Prostawa, that's going to change the backcourt because I would imagine Anthony Bean will be the go-to player, no doubt about it. Marquez Lecce just having a few words with his head coach, Felton Seeley, and that's what you love to see. A coach who knows how to manage good relationships with his top players. Well, Gassi Guantara, right now has his game face on. Of course, 25 years of age, also features for the Indonesian national team. Well, there's Jong Wong Kai-Chek, number 1 there for NS Matrix Tears. Now, where he can help his team is right there. He's got to be a three-point threat tonight, no doubt about it. Well, there's a starting lineup. McCullough will be the starting center. James Dickey will play power forward. Agassi Guantara will start, along with Origi and Brandon Jawato. So no Anthony Bean tonight here in the starting lineup. Well, very interesting. And I think Johannes Winner, he's trying to infuse a bit of confidence because Mohamed Origi, I mean, he is an up-and-coming young player. Also has featured for the Indonesian national team. Well, that's one of the great things about Johannes Winner, because he just knows these players right from when they were very young. Well, now we'll take a look at the starting lineups here for NS Matrix Tears. Well, not too much of a change. I mean, apart from the fact that John Wesley Murray, as he's done in the last 2 games for the Matrix, he's been coming off the bench with least John Tang, Hung Tong as well in the backcourt, along with Jong Wong Kai-Chek. Which is also interesting because one of the superstar players here for the NS Matrix Tears has been number 77, Hung Yi Tong, who, you know, that game against Taoyuan Pilots hit some big-time three-pointers. Well, it's going to be an exciting game, full of emotion. No doubt, Indonesia, one of the biggest rising basketball countries in the world. Let me tell you something about it. If you go to Indonesia, make sure you go watch some of the best basketball in the IBL. Pelita Jaya, Satria Muda, not to mention Prawira. And the Indonesian basketball fans, well, they know how to make a great atmosphere. Of course, the next window here in the BCL Asia East qualifiers will be in Jakarta, so we'll get to see that up live and close. Well, again, remember, we're live here at the Mava Stadium in beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And at the moment, NS Matrix Tears, after going down in the first 2 games, well, they have their backs up against the walls. But the challenge only gets tougher, as tonight, indeed, they're up against the kings of Indonesian basketball, the defending champions. Last season's IBL Finals was an exciting 3-game thriller in which Satria Muda, who felt they should have won, winning Game 1 at home, but then went down in Games 2 and 3 to Pelita Jaya. Well, you kind of feel there's a bit of anxiety coming from this home crowd because, you know, that Game 1 against Taoyuan Pilots, these NS Matrix Tears fans, they came so close to seeing their team pick up such a monumental victory. Well, remember, these 2 teams, they did meet last year when the format was very different. Then it was known as BCL Asia Qualifiers, but now, indeed, it's BCL Asia East. And in that game, it was Pelita Jaya. It was in round 2. Pelita Jaya took the victory very convincingly. Well, again, this tournament used to be known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. Of course, the last competition was back in 2019, and after a very brief sabbatical, it's back, it's bigger, it's better. Indeed, it is the FIBA BCL Asia East. 2 groups, 8 teams, 24 games, 5 windows, a Final 4 to find out who will make it to the 2025 FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Right now, it's NS Matrix Tears against Pelita Jaya, Semangat PJ. A slight delay in tip. I think they're going to have to... Oh, no, it's going to go possession here to NS Matrix Tears because James Dickey, unfortunately, did catch that one off the jump ball, so not quite the stop Pelita Jaya wanted here. And this Matrix Diaz now getting the first possession. Going straight at McCulloch. Reverse layup, can't finish. Second chances are going to be key tonight for the NS Matrix Diaz. They've got to fight for offensive rebounds. Another penetration. Obasa can't even finish the putback. But can't let you now go. Has to kick this one out. Heavy defense coming from McCulloch. Well, there's another penetration by Letcha. Getting the mid-range. Mid-range is up, and first 2 points finally going to the NS Matrix Diaz. Well, without Adekawa Prostawa tonight, it's going to be very interesting to see how the offense has a structure here for Page 8. McCulloch going for a post-up. Now fade away in the baseline. That's not going to go. Rebound secured by NS Matrix Diaz. Now looking to run. It goes out of bounds, and NS Matrix Diaz will get it on the baseline. Well, only 4 seconds taken off the shot clock, so plenty of time here for the Matrix. Another missed attempt is now Brandon Jawatso coming up with possession. Remember, Pelita Jaya currently sitting in third place in the IBL here, as they've only just kick-started their season as of January. Well, Dickey keeps this one alive, and big man James Dickey gets the and one. Was there a foul there? Well, there's a play by Muhammad Origi. Dickey comes up with it. Yeah, definitely. Well, he has really come into his own for sure. Really matured as a player. If you go back to last summer when Pelita Jaya, 2 historic wins. One against Gordigan, another one against KCC Isis, the first time an Indonesian club defeated a Korean team from the KBL. And James Dickey was monumental in those games. One illegal screen is going to be called. Toluwalupe Abasa just wasn't set on that screen, so it's going to be possession back to Page 8. Well, there's Hung Yi Tong coming off the screen, and Obasa just didn't get his feet set. Agassi now playing point guard. Finds McCulloch, pump fakes. Bit of contact goes in. Too big, too strong, and simply McCulloch just too good. Well, the big man not afraid to put the ball on the floor. NS Matrix Diaz defense, they've got to adapt to this. Mid-range shot goes in, nothing but net, same spot, same result. As Jongwon Kai-Chek tying the game up before a piece. AJ trying to set it to a half-court set. Jawatso. Now goes for a tough long one. That's not going to go, but I think a foul's been called. And I think this is away from the ball. It's a foul on the box out. Yeah, I don't think that, because otherwise it would have been Jawatso going to the free throw line. So, baseline possession, 13 foul already. Now watch Jawatso hit. The foul isn't here. Foul's under the basket. There's an illegal box out against McCulloch. Yeah. Well, he's trying to hug him. He finds McCulloch. That one's not going to go. As now NS Matrix Diaz looking to regain the lead. Well, there's a penetration by Letcha. That's a kick out, another mid-range. Letcha battling, but now Agassi Guantanamo comes up with it. Jawatso goes into the Euro step. Unable to finish. Well, that's a good move by Brandon Jawatso, and that's what he's renowned for, being an effective slasher at the basket. Well, right now, NS Matrix is standing strong here against the defending champions of Indonesia. And the deep one goes flying. 3 is good. Well, first 3 of the game going down. It's that man again, Hung Yi Tong, who made that big three-pointer in Game 1 against Taoyuan to take it into double overtime. Now McCulloch, he'll fire one. Offensive rebound by Agassi Gontada, and that goes in. Well, we saw him do this in the IBL Finals. They like to call him Mr. Hustle. He'll always go in at the right time just to get that second chance for Pelita Jaya. Let's look for an ISO. Hit a contact, misses yet again. For McCullough, can't secure the rebound. Hong Yi-Tong tries another three. Well, they attempted 42 three-pointers in the first game. Volume three-point shooting is going to be the thing tonight here for NS Matrix Diz. Now Dickey looks to take on Lecce. Foul. I don't know if it's a foul or if it's not a bounce. That's going to be a baseline possession to Pelita Jaya. Well, Coach Felton Seeley, no doubt he remembers seeing Pelita Jaya and playing against him last season. It's very much a different team this year. Well, Gelato, unfortunately, just stepping out of bounds. And a little bit of congestion collectively here for Pelita Jaya's offense. Still trailing by one. 6:05 to go here in the first quarter. Hong Yi-Tong. And there's another three as now Lecce fires one. Wow, they look good. But Dickey secures the board. And that's going to be the fourth and final team foul against NS Matrix Diz. And this time, indeed, it's on Lee Jin-Hung, who played very minimal minutes in the defeat against Bishrov Metal from Mongolia. Remember, tonight, NS Matrix Diz don't want to go 0-3, but they're up against a very good team. No fouls to give. Agassi Guantara now being heavily defended. Tries to penetrate, almost turns it over. Well, Dickey tries to lob to McCullough. It's another turnover. And now here come NS Matrix Diz. The foul's going to be committed here in transition. Now that's only going to be the first team foul against Pelita Jaya. So sideline ball coming up for the NS Matrix Diz. Well, they've got to build on this momentum. They've played two more games. Remember, it's the opening game now for Pelita Jaya. Another turnover here for Lecce, and again, just can't take care of the basketball. Dickey kicks out. McCullough down the middle. And there's the final team foul, so free throws coming up for Pelita Jaya. There's just too many fouls they've given away too early. Now, if you're Pelita Jaya, you've got to take advantage of this. Well, Chris McCullough currently at the free throw line here for Pelita Jaya. So far, the new addition to this team. Of course, also comes with an NBA resume. Originally from the Bronx, New York City. Played his university basketball with Syracuse only for 1 year. Now, remember, he was drafted into the NBA in 2015 in the first round with the 29th pick by the Brooklyn Nets. Because he's played in the Korean Basketball League. He's also played in the Philippine Basketball Association and in Chinese Taipei. But now his first experience playing here in Indonesia and the BCL Asia. Another deep three goes flying for the Matrix. Not going to go. McCullough again draws another foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Well, this is where NS Matrix is. It's tough to criticize this team because, as mentioned, they indeed are going to be playing through a lot of fatigue today. But, I mean, unless you want to go 0-3 down, you've got to make sure you win. Well, Chris McCullough also has played in the Basketball Champions League, but that was in Europe when he played in Lithuania for Rytas Vilnius. Also, when he was in the Philippine Basketball Association, he was a PBA champion in 2019 at the Commissioner's Cup. So he comes with his championship DNA, no doubt about it. But KJ McDaniels subbing into the game, another former NBA player, unable to secure the rebound. So John Wesley Murray. That's the mismatch against O'Regan. A mid-range. Well, if he gets cooking, it could be a problem here at the moment. Tom Daly finds McDaniels, goes in. Simply too much to handle. KJ inside the paint. What scored 21 points in an NBA game for the Philadelphia 76ers. And what a time. What a finish in the end. Well, first 2 points of the game for Lee Jun-hung for the Ennis Matrix Diz. Well, we got an ankle breaker. Three is up and three is beautifully iced away by McCullough. Well, the big man can light it up from the perimeter. That's something Ennis Matrix Diz have got to be wary of tonight. 1 point lead, first three of the game currently for PJ. And a missed attempt as KJ McDaniels secures a rebound. Jawatso now trying to push. McCullough, bit of contact, goes in, can't finish, gets his own rebound, still can't finish. But Brandon Jawatso making the effort to go in for the second chance points. The Indonesian national team player had that experience playing in the Japanese B-League with Utsunomiya Brex and the Mikawa Seahorses until returning home to play for Pelita Jaya. Well, Hung Yi-Tong from no man's land. Second three of the game for double seven. Well, he'll take a lot of threes, but if he makes a lot of them, nobody's going to argue tonight. Well, McCullough made his last three. Pick and pop for another one. And nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Something where PJ has shown a lot of dominance so far, especially last season when they played in the BCL. Now John Wesley Murray. But you're looking to go up against McDaniels. Good defense. PJ finds Jawatso. Jawatso finishes under intense pressure. And what a move by Brandon Jawatso. 4 points. Giving Pelita Jaya a slender 2 point lead with now 2.5 to go here in the first quarter. Hung Yi-Tong now looking for an ISO. Finds Lecha. Lecha goes in. Foul's going to be called, so free throw's coming up, and I think this one's on KJ McDaniels. Well, again, fans, if you are watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, please make sure you give this live stream a like, and also subscribe to FIBA on YouTube. Follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to get involved in all the conversations, use hashtag BCL Asia. Brandon Jawatso going to the bench now for Pelita Jaya. Of course, if you saw the assistant coaching staff, Adi Pratama, one of the greatest centers in the history of Indonesian basketball. Of course, this Pelita Jaya team, such a great ownership that's done the Bakri group who've done a magnificent job of putting together a championship team. Second free throw, no good for Lecha. He comes up with it, and they turn it over yet again. Lecha now goes in, throws it down with two hands. Well, he may miss the free throws. When he comes up with the hustle points, Pelita Jaya is struggling to break down this full court pressure. And I think Johannes Winter is going to call timeout. Well, Marquez Lecha. Wan Shang Hao. Shesheni. Good night and thank you. Lecha with the throwdown. Well, timeout's going to be called. Johannes Winter is going to discuss it with his players. Currently, they need to figure out how to break down this full court pressure. Well, Coach Felton Seeley will be very pleased with his players, knowing they've responded well, especially coming from the full court press. But now he's got to anticipate something's going to happen here with Pelita Jaya. Well, Pelita Jaya's issue in breaking down this, this high-tempo defense is, they've got to get the spacing right. And really don't have a natural point guard. Remember the absence of both Andakawa Prostawa and Anthony Bean. So they are playing down at the moment. There's another turnover. And that's what I'm talking about. Almost turning it over again. Baseline play. There's a pump fake. Another foul committed. So another trip to the free throw line. What's a nice move. Nice little pump fake by Wong Yi-ho. Well, Wong Yi-ho, in my mind, in that first game against Taoyuan Pilots on Tuesday, he was, I should say Monday, actually. He was the game changer. And that's one thing about NS Matrix is that they gave themselves a chance of getting back into that game, was the defense. The relentless full court pressure. Wong Yi-ho, a part of the Malaysian national team, now puts NS Matrix Deers up by 2. Now we're under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Diggy baseline. Throws a lob. Gets intercepted. Well, good defense. Well, Chin Jin Yen just coming in to prevent the alley-oop. Because KJ McDaniels was going to convert on that play. Diggy down the middle. Goes up, and that's going to be a traveling violation. And make that turnover number 5 for Pelita Jaya. James Dickey felt there was a bit of contact, but that's a tough one. I'd say that's a good no-call in my mind. Now watch here. Well, there's a reach, yeah, but is it enough to justify a foul? I would say that's good defense. But this is a good test right now for the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League. Currently sitting 3rd place in the IBL. A nice take by John Wesley Murray going coast to coast. Oh, completely dissecting the Pelita Jaya defense down. 4-point deficit. Frontada left wide open. Three's no good. Offensive rebound by James Dickey. Pump fakes goes in. Simply too strong to handle. James Dickey, too big. Too strong and simply just too good. Well, let you try to penetrate. Another 3 coming up here. Brandis Matrix is now making it a 5-point ball game. Biggest lead of the game as Jason Lee Shuan. Oh, that's a case of E.R. Sun. Another turnover. The foul's going to be committed. So 2 free throws coming up here for NS Matrix Diz. And the foul is on Yesaya Saudale. And this is the case right now. Pelita Jaya learning how to adapt without their 2 natural primary point guards. That being Andakawa Prostawa and Anthony Bean. There's Wong Yi-ho at the free throw line. Both free throws good. Well, NS Matrix is now calling timeout. They currently lead by 7 points. And if you're watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform, remember, make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook to get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. And also use hashtag BCL Asia.
Jason, you in the middle. You the trap man. So if the ball is coming, Jason's here, sideline cut off, you here. And we go 2-50 match to 2. Then when we get it, 4 down. 4 down flag. So what's the flag? You can't go all the way. You got back to it.
Well, Pelita Jaya currently down by 7 points. Right now, being tested by a very hungry NS Matrix Diaz team. As mentioned, a team that doesn't want to go 0-3, especially when hosting the first window here in the BCL Asia East. Well, it's going to be a fun journey. 24 games, 8 teams, but only 2 of them will qualify. Well, Dickey goes in, kicks this one out. Agassi going tight, another 3. Only 1-3 made so far here at the moment for Pelita Jaya. Here comes NS Matrix Diaz. Wong Yi-ho, unable to finish, gets some rebounds. Second chance points going in favor of NS Matrix Diaz. Well, 4.6 left here in the first quarter. PJ's got to go quick. This is disappointing. There's a layup. And there's the offensive rebound at the end of the first quarter. It's currently NS Matrix Diaz who lead by 9. Well, the fact is, Pelita Jaya, as mentioned, have got to learn how to adapt without their star point guards, their primary ball handlers. And this is where, it's very tough because then you ask, who has to play point guard for this team? Is it Agassi Cortada, Yesaya Saudale? Well, we still haven't seen Reza Quintada, but maybe, just maybe, some changes are going to be made in the second quarter. Well, we're going to show you some key stats here from the first quarter. And currently, Pelita Jaya only 1 for 5 from the perimeter, or from the free throw line, excuse me. While NS Matrix is currently 4 out of 6 and have converted 3 3-pointers. And the rebounds, although they're going in favor of Pelita Jaya, right now, they just haven't been clinical enough. 7 assists in total for the NS Matrix is. Well, very shortly, we're going to look at the top highlights here from the first quarter, where it's actually a 7-point lead currently, too. Well, Pelita Jaya came into this game very strong and confident. James Dickey getting some good looks in the paint, that time getting the &1. Those played a big, mighty role last season when they won the IBL championship. But then it became the mid-range game. Well, Lee Jun-hung right now finding his confidence along with John Tang, Jun Kai. Well, that was the first 3. That time the 3 came from Hung Yi-tong. I like to call him Mr. Overtime after taking it to double OT against Tao Yuan. But then John Wesley Murray came into the game. Mr. Automatic, confidence. Well, he was the only 3-pointer of the game, and this timing did come from McCullough. The former NBA player at the moment. Only 3-point taken so far made here for Pelita Jaya. Well, hello and welcome everybody. We're live here at the Maba Stadium in beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Game day 3 here in the BCL Asia East. We're live here. Pelita Jaya looking for their first win, as well as the NS Matrix Diz. Well, looks like a zone defense is being played here by the NS Matrix Diz, and probably down to the poor perimeter shooting from Pelita Jaya. It's another turnover. Well, not looking good for the Kings of Indonesia. There's now Jason Lee Shu-wen. Another 3. But another offensive rebound. Well, Chin Jen Yen at the moment becoming a problem here for Pelita Jaya. John Wesley Murray now pulls up mid-range. Sinks that one. Well, his mid-range is simply undeniable. Off the dribble. How do you defend this man? The foul has been committed, so 2 free throws coming up for Pelita Jaya. Well, KJ McDaniels, another former NBA player, as we mentioned. So McCullough did play in the Philippine Basketball Association. He was playing for the NLEX Road Warriors, originally from Birmingham, Alabama, went to Clemson University. Played for the Sixers, the Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets. And also played for TNT Tropangiga and the Morocco Bolts. Nine-point deficit. NS Matrix Diz looking to pile on more pressure. Tough play by Lecce. That's good defense by McCullough, but it's another offensive rebound. And another finish. And if PJ don't do something about Ennis Matrix Diaz's offensive rebounding. It's going to be a tough night. And what a finish by Brandon Jawato. Well, California-born, Indonesian basketball made. He is a superstar. 6 points tonight for Brandon Jawato. But John Wesley Murray going straight to the bucket, exploiting the frailties in Pelita Jaya's defense. KJ penetrates, tries to throw an alley. Wow, that's quite a reckless foul coming from behind. Not too much protest coming from McCullough, but let's have a look at the replay. I don't think it's as bad as it originally looked. I think he's trying to contest, but it's still quite dangerous. So free throws now here for the big man, Chris McCullough, because has had his struggles so far this evening. 6 points tonight. He's 1 for 5 from the three-point line. A total 2 for 8 from the field, and he's only made 1 free throw. He's got to be able to convert these ones. Second free throw good, cutting it back down to 9 points. And this Matrix Diaz now with their biggest lead ever so far here in the first window. John Wesley Murray being heavily defended. Finds separation again for the mid-range. Just can't get it, but it goes out of bounds. Antonio Guadalupe Obasa making himself a force and just too much to handle here for Pelita Jaya's interior defense. Well, good defense by Jawato. Goes out of bounds. It remains possession to Ennis Matrix Diaz.
13 seconds.
As Hung Yi Tong going to the bench. Well, good hands by Jawato. That's now the second time Brandon Jawato's made the entry pass a little bit tough now for Ennis Matrix Diaz. 11 here on the shot clock now. Obasa kicks out, another 3 goes up. But again, when I throw this one away, Agassi comes up with it. And they turn it over yet again. Miscommunication. And that's unfortunate because that's one of those that's inevitable because he's trying to go to Jawato and KJ's just trying to sprint ahead. But, well, they got to play through this, no doubt. But still, Ennis Matrix Diaz, they've got to keep on piling on this pressure. Another deep 3, and again, you don't leave this man wide open. John Wesley Murray makes it a 12-point lead. Well, that's just too much respect. And another miss now for Pelita Jaya. McDaniel's having a match up. The foul has been committed, but that's going to be on the ground because he's trying to pass the ball. So baseline possession coming up here for Ennis Matrix Diaz. Well, there's a penetration. Oh, I don't know. That's tough. That is tough indeed. Well, only the first team foul for Pelita Jaya here in the second quarter. And that's on Chris McCullough. Well, Agassi trying to come up with it. Time winded down. Oh, for another 3, it's off the bank. But again, it's the same story. It's another offensive rebound, but Ennis Matrix Diaz failing to convert. Can Pelita Jaya pull something? But it's another turnover. Oh, it's becoming a disaster. Avoids the block. Another second chance. Still can't finish. PJ comes up with it. McDaniels going to go all the way. Gets fouled now. He'll go to the free throw line. Well, it's becoming offensive futility, for both these two teams. Well, great take by KJ McDaniels. Unfortunately, didn't get the @1. Well, both free throws made by KJ McDaniels, cutting it back down to 10 points. Pelita Jaya at the moment, you can see the absence of their two natural point guards really cause a disruption to their offense. Well, John Wesley Murray now playing primary point guard roles for Ennis Matrix Deers. Pelita Jaya going into a 2-3 zone defense. Murray goes up, can't finish, but another offensive rebound. Jawato, good defense. Fontada is going to lay this one up, and he misses the wide open layup. Well, he's got to make that one. It's Hung Yi Tong. Another kick out, another three, buries it, and now it's a 13-point lead to the Ennis Matrix Deers. And I think a timeout is going to be called by Johannes Winner. Well, what should have been an 8-point deficit now turns into a 13-point lead for the Ennis Matrix Deers. Pelita Jaya, they've got it rally. There's no need to panic right now. You're on the road. Well, here's Hung Yi Tong. There's the penetration. In the end, kicking out to Wang Yi Ho, the Malaysian international. Well, the threes are flying in at the moment. But what can Johannes Winner get from this timeout? Remember, if you're watching this game live, please subscribe to FIBA on YouTube. Give this live stream a like and follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, I think the timeout was very deliberate from Johannes Winner. We do apologize if you did hear any beautiful language, but I think the message basically was, listen, we got to work harder, but also we have to work smart. You know, Brandon Jawato comes up with a great defensive play, and Agassi Guantada, he's a fantastic player, but you've got to be able to finish those layups. Because now, indeed, that turned into a 3-point conversion, which now makes it a 13-point lead. Jawato now looking to penetrate. Pulls up from 15. Mid-range is up, and now it's 8 points to Brandon Jawato. Well, joint top scorer here for Pelita Jaya along with Chris McCullough. Both players combined total of 16. Obasa goes in, gets fouled. It's not the worst foul because Obasa, for as great as he is, it's not always the most consistent free throw shooter. And Jawato's got no choice but to commit that foul. I mean, it's a hot foul for sure, but I think the officials, I don't know, well, are they going to review this? That's the question. Yeah, I think they're talking about it, so they may go to review. Yep, they're going to review. Does this foul need to be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul? Now, I said it's a hard foul. Now we're going to find out. So let's wait to see what the referees come up with. And there's the entry pass. Now watch Brandon Jawato. Well, you know what? This is going to be tough. Because if Jawato get the ball, he gets the arm, I think. Which tells me this could get upgraded. This could be unfortunate now for Pelita Jaya. Let's see. Yep, upgrade. Unsportsmanlike. Well, these things happen, of course, and Brandon Jawato is not the kind of player to make dirty plays whatsoever. He's a tough competitor, but unfortunately, as he's gone for the block, he's missed it, and he's followed through, which then he's made contact with Abbas's arm. So now 2 free throws here for NS Matrix Tears, and they will retain possession. But as I said previously, Obasa, great player, but not always consistent from the free throw line. Second one good. Back to a 12-point ball game. Well, they're not used to bleeding so far, as we've seen in the first 2 games. Of course, a very tough matchup against Bishrel Metal. Now the penetration by John Wesley Murray. Another foul called, so another trip to the free throw line. Well, fouls on Jawato. This is always going to be a tough matchup for Pelita Jaya because John Wesley Murray, without Anthony Bean, you don't really have that defensive matchup here. John Wesley Murray now making the first free throw. 5:40 to go here in the second quarter. Can't make it a 14-point ball game. He does just that. McCullough now back into the lineup, along with James Dickey, so a much bigger lineup. That's another turnover yet again. And now, Wesley Murray goes in, gets rejected. Salamat Malang. Good night. Wow. Well, he thinks he's got a Terima Kasi, but then he just says, Sama, Sama, baby. Get out of here. Not welcome. 19 seconds here on the shot clock. And that's the rim protection that indeed Pelita Jaya has desperately needed here tonight. They cannot afford any more easy buckets. Well, good defense again by Jawato. And another foul has been called.
Second personal foul, 15 foul. Shot clock, 14 seconds.
14 now here in the shot clock. Page A, no more fouls to give here in the first quarter, in the first half, excuse me. Second quarter of play. Final seconds. Murray, they don't want him to shoot the three. There's another three. And again, even with Reza Guntara's hands up, he still makes the three. Well, Wang Yi-ho from no man's land. But again, nothing dropping here for Page A. 17-point lead. Yesaya Saudale trying to match up here with finds Obasa. Again, way off the mark. But can Page A rally? Can they get it down to single digits? That's going to be the fourth and final team foul against the NS Matrix Diz.
Shot clock, 21 seconds.
Plenty of time here in this offense for Page A. Neither team is mentioned with any fouls to give away. McCullough now finding Saudale. Guntara. It's just another unforced turnover. And now 4-on-1 for the NS Matrix Diz. Well, they go for a three. And they convert the three into 4-on-1. And now, indeed, it's a 20-point lead to NS Matrix Diz. Well, 4-on-1. They went for a three-pointer. Had John Wesley Murray and Toluwalupe Obasa. But in the end, buries the triple. Finally getting something to go. Jawato now up to 10 points. Leading the way here for Pelita Jaya. 6 3-pointers already made here in the game. Basa goes in, and right now, Pelita Jaya, well, for them, it's about pride. They're giving away 50 points here in the first half. Saudale finds Guntara. Jawato Now goes for a contested three. Offensive rebound by Reza Guntar, and that cuts it down in second chance points. That is where PJ, they've got to compete. That cuts it down. And now we're over 3 to go here in the second quarter. And you don't leave him wide open. You have just watched that game against Taiyuan Pilots. Well, there's a foul by Hong Yi Tong, so Brandon Jawata will go to the free throw line. Well, Jawato's been their best player. KJ McDaniels getting ready to come back in for Pelita Jaya. Well, timeout's going to be called by Coach Felton Seeley. His team currently leading by 18 points, but when we come back, there'll be 2 free throws coming up for Brandon Jawato. And again, hello and welcome to all of our fans watching live. Selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat malam to everybody. And if you are watching this game live, please follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook.
Jason, you gonna come over. If you can go. You got somebody in the corner here.
Well, Brandon Jawato currently going to the free throw line, and as they say in Jakarta, for Lemparan Bebas. $11 points so far here for Jawato. Well, if he's got the hot hands, he's got to lead by example. Naturally a small forward. Of course, joined the IBL after playing successfully in the NCAA. Well, what's the basket count? I'm not sure. Well, basket counts, yes. So 16-point deficit. PJ now going on a 4-0 run. But again, breaking down the full court press. Takes a deflection, so PJ won't get it back. It will be a baseline possession coming up here for NS Matrix Diz. 13 left here on the shot clock. Well, the Matrix has mentioned converting 6 3-pointers, but it's been the offensive rebounding, in my mind, that's been the difference. It goes out of bounds. NS Matrix Diz will get it back yet again. Remember, Pelita Jaya, no fouls to give.
Shot clock 11 seconds.
We don't want to foul here. Time winding down. Another D3 coming up. No good, but it's another offensive board. Obasa kicks out. Jawato, good closeout. Now we got 6. Well, gets around the defense, and that's not acceptable, but that's excellent move by Jason Lee Shuen. And where is the accountability right now? McDaniels kicks out. Jawato finds Saudale. Saudale takes it. Well, that's a good look. Michael Saudale, Yesiah Saudale's got to take that one. He's wide open. And great job by KJ McDaniels coming up with the offensive rebounds. And he gets fouled, so go to the free throw line. And as always, we'll be going for Lemparan Bebas. And hopefully getting a Jaring Bola basket here for Pelita Jaya. Well, 2:05 to go here in the second quarter. The target now for Pelita Jaya. Can they cut it down to single digits? Get it to 10 points or below? Because that's going to make the mountain, less challenging to come back from in the second half. Pelita Jaya putting on some full court pressure. They're trying to go for the entry pass. Now caught in a double team. Fletcher now penetrates. Fletcher goes in. Obasa still has it. Misses yet again from point blank range. And now Jawatso comes up. Jawatso goes all the way. Jawatso finishes. Well, that's where I've got to say a cool man jaga, a cool man dribble, and a cool man chetak. Brandon Jawatso going coast to coast. Cutting it down to 14. Three's off the mark. Dickey now fights for the offensive, the rebound. Jawatso comes up with it. Jawatso spins. Finds Dickey. Foul has been committed, so free throws coming up now here for Pelita Jaya. But this is where they've got to make the run. They've got to be able to build off this one. Fouls on Obasa.
Two shots for number 2, James Dickey III.
Well, free throws are just so imperative. You don't want to miss your free throws, and you don't want to look back and think the outcome could have been different had you made your free throws. But James Dickey on target, unable to finish. Well, they've got to make their Lembada and Bebas if they're going to get back into this one. And again misses. KJ McDaniels again simply will not be denied. And now it's a 12-point deficit. An 8-0 run coming from Pelita Jaya. Another three here from Ennis Matrix Diz. Not going to go. Rebound secured. PJ potentially could go 2 for 1. McDaniels kicks out. Three in the corner. Terima kasih. Sama, baby. And now it's a 9-point deficit. And PJ right now battling. Well, if they got to stop defensively, they can get the final shot here in the first half. And just listen to the Malaysian fans here at the Mata Stadium. Right now, rallying behind their team. Fletcher up against James Dickey. Can't finish. Jawatso comes up with it. And now PJ. Jawatso, Eurostep. Oh, baby! Are you kidding me? Brandon Jawatso taking this game over. Incredible performance. The final shot here for the Ennis Matrix Diz. John Wesley Murray going ISO mode. Goes to the jump hook. Can't finish. And Pelita Jaya, who trailed by as many as 20, have now found a way back in this on a 13-0 run. The defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, showing that they are the kings of Indonesian hoops. Well, it's half time. We're going to take a look at some of the key stats from this game, and then we'll run back the best highlights. But look at this. Jawatso, coast to coast. A cool man jaga. Of course, a cool man dribble and a cool man chatak. That is the personification of Sama, baby. PJ, right now look like they've come ready to play basketball, fans. Well, it's going to be an exciting second half. Ennis Matrix Diz, they still lead here at the moment. But PJ, right now, may have just found that rhythm, that momentum. Well, Brandon Jawatso currently leading the way here with 16 points for Pelita Jaya. 8 points also coming from their former NBA player, Chris McCullough. Well, in the case of Ennis Matrix Diz, 15 points from Malaysian international Wong Yi Ho and 13 from John Wesley Murray. Well, who would have figured John Wesley Murray? Well, going back to what I was saying, who would have figured that John Wesley Murray would have been second leading scorer here at the moment for NS Matrix Tears? But this is what champions are made of. One of the very best teams in Malaysian basketball here in the Major League Basketball. But there you can see the stats. PG have turned it up now with more field goals from inside the rainbow. And that crucial three-pointer that came in the corner by Aldi Rahman. Well, it's only field goal, but that gives them a fighting chance. But one credit to NS Matrix Tears. They've got 13 assists, and right now they're leading the way. Well, momentarily, we are going to leave you with some of the top highlights here from the first half. But as mentioned, Brandon Jawatso currently leading all scorers of 16 points. Welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here at the Maba Stadium in beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Opening window of the BCL Asia East, game day 3, in which we currently have our hosts, NS Major Steers, leading by 7 points against the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, the IBL, Pelita Jaya. Well, if you are just joining us, this is the BCL Asia East. 8 teams, 2 groups, 24 games, 5 windows, and then we'll finally have a Final Four in which the 2 finalists will qualify for the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, this competition historically was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. The last competition was held in 2019, and after a brief little break, it's back, it's bigger, it's better. It is the FIBA Basketball Champions League Asia. Well, NS Major Steers currently led by that man, number 11, Wong Yi-ho, has 15 points, but there is the game's leading scorer, Brandon Jawatso. Well, he's become Brandon Clinical Jawatso right now, keeping his team in the game. And after trailing by 20, Pelita Jaya went on a 13-0 run, cutting it down to 7 points, so we'll find out how this second half will go. Welcome back, everybody. We're live here at the Maba Stadium in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Well, another 3 to begin the first half. That's not a bad way to begin. Well, it's that man again, John Wong Kai-chek. Now 7 points this evening. That's actually his first 3 of the night. Make that 3 number 8 coming up now here for NS Matrix Steers. Well, they're shooting very well from the perimeter. Much better than they did in the first 2 games. 8 out of 18 from downtown. McDaniels goes in. McCullough's going to be at 24. No. Got it off in time. McCullough now trying to force his way in. Still can't finish. McDaniels fights for it. Ball's on the ground. McCullough goes in. Gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Well, one thing you got to credit NS Matrix is with right now, they're putting up a fight against a much bigger, more physical Pelita Jaya team. Well, great work by KJ McDaniels, keeping this possession alive. Foul is on Wong Yi-ho. So Chris McCullough currently at the free throw line. 8 points tonight. And that now becomes his 4th missed free throw of the game. Oh no, it's going to be retaken. So NS Matrix is a legal entry, lane violation. He still misses. That's now the 7th missed free throw of the evening here for Pelita Jaya. Second one good. Cuts it back down to 9. 9 points tonight here for Chris McCullough. So far, John Wesley Murray, second leading scorer, right behind that man, Wong Yi-ho. Gonna get another open 3. McCullough gets a rebound. What can Pelita Jaya pull in this offense? McCullough now putting the ball on the floor. Pulls off the mid-range, but nobody going in for an offensive rebound. And that's usually where Agassi Guantado helps his team out. Murray kicks out. And this Matrix D is looking to extend back to double digits. Wong Yi-ho, are you kidding me? 18 points for the Malaysian international. Well, he's become a certified walk-in bucket here in the BCL Asia East. Agassi kicks out. KJ got it. Mismatch. Double team comes over. Has to get rid of it. Jawatso fires a 3, and that's beautiful by Brandon Jawatso. Game's leading scorer at 19 points. Well, that cuts it back down to 9. The Indonesian national team player, Brandon Jawatso. Well, Wesley Murray just gets rejected. Final seconds. Wong Yi-ho. The boss has got to force it up. Doesn't get it, and KJ McDaniels comes up with it. KJ down the middle, Euro step goes in, counted! And he's going to the free throw line. KJ has come ready to play. Well, former Philadelphia 76er and Houston Rocket just taking the bumps. And nobody is stopping KJ McDaniels. Well, he can cut it down to 6 points. Chris was a big part of that Game 3 when they won the IBL Championship against Satria Muda. Punya Jakarta. That is what they were saying throughout the IBL Finals last season. Labasa down the middle. Makes a dish off. Goes in. Another block by McDaniels. Quintana comes up with it. Have to slow this one down. Jawatso, another 3. Oh, baby! Jawatso is unconscious. And all of a sudden, that 12-point lead has been disintegrated. Down to 3. Jawatso leading the way here at the moment. And this Matrix Diaz, they need a response. But can they get it from John Wesley Murray? Murray penetrates, kicks out. 3 in the corner. Just can't get it. Rebound again by KJ. And Agassi Guantado is fouled, and that's going to be the second team foul. That's a foul, however you look at it. I mean, you appreciate the effort from Wong Yi-ho, but timeout's going to be called by Coach Felton Seeley. We're live here at the Maba Stadium. Pelita Jaya currently making a run here. When they come back, they'll have possession. If you're watching this game live, remember, follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook, and use hashtag BCL Asia. Returning from the timeout, currently Pelita Jaya still down by 3 points, but man, have they made a run so far. But it's all down. It's a collective effort. Defensively, you've got to go to the likes of KJ McDaniels, who's just been a solid insurance policy here for Pelita Jaya. But offensively, 22 points coming from Brandon Jawato. It's Watto time, baby. Well, they can try to cut it down to 1 point, but they tie the game up with another 3. One thing Ennis Matrix don't want to allow is Jawato to have another open look. A good defensive play goes out of bounds. And that's going to go back to the Ennis Matrix Diz. You kind of feel that at the moment, Pelita Jaya much better in transition. Trying to get up in the face of John Wesley Murray. Bank not open. Jawato comes up with it. Boss unable to come up with a steal. Now KJ kicks out. Good ball movement. This 3 will tie it up. 3 is up. No good. McDaniels offensive board. And that's going to be team foul number 4. Well, you've got to put a body on KJ because he's dominated the boards here in the second half. Well, the leadership and experience of KJ McDaniels is what Pelita Jaya have needed here. Jawato penetrates. Out of control. KJ! Are you kidding me? Now it's a 1 point deficit. Under 5.5 here in the third quarter. Boston now looking to attack. Goes in. Good defense by McCullough. And now PJ can take the lead. A nice save by Agassi Gonzalez, but he gets rejected. Agassi under the bucket. Probably not going to go up with it. McCullough now taking his time. Final seconds here for PJ. KJ McDaniels unable to finish. Good defense by the Ennis Matrix Diz. And that's going to be Pelita Jaya's first team foul here in the third quarter. Oh, what a block by Obasa. Jisha Wadafanta. Zaijian, bye-bye. Get out of here. And Obasa's going to go to the bench. Or timeout's going to be... Oh, no. Substitution, yeah. So... hung left wide open. And it rolls its way in and out. Pelita Jaya comes up with it. KJ down the middle. Goes in. Reverse slam. And at the moment, John Berabas Sekarang. It is PJ time. As they regain the lead by 1. This team trailed by as many as 20. John Wesley Murray. And that's much better by Ennis Matrix Diz. Fouls on the fouls on the ground. So sideline ball coming up here at the moment. Well, tough one going up. Nothing falling here for Ennis Matrix Diz. James Dickey's only just come back in the game, but you like the fight here at the moment. Gotta get the ball over the half. Great job by KJ McDaniels. Avoiding the 8-second violation. I think it's gonna be a no, it's a turnover. Well, it's good defense by Ennis Matrix Diz, putting Pelita Jaya under pressure, but they've got to find ways to score here. John Wesley Murray, at some point he's got to get going here for the home team. There's a kick out. Another penetration, and it's another unforced turnover. And that's unfortunate. Well, Jawato's going to go to the bench. Terrific performance tonight from him. 2 3-pointers crucial here in the second half. 22 in total. leading all scorers at the moment. PJ trying to find some balance in their offense. Another three goes up. They just haven't been dropping. And here's where the absence of Andicata plus Stow has really hurt them tonight. Well, this is good ball movement. Now they get a wide open three. But that's a good offense from Ennis Matrix Diz. I've got no arguments with that one. We go for another one in the corner. This one's up, and now in the moment, PJ making it rain. Second three of the night for that man. Well, that is Aldi Rahman. 6 points, and they've all come from the perimeter. And PJ now have a 4-point cushion, their biggest lead of the game. Well, that didn't last long. John Wesley Murray. I told you. He can turn it on and off when he wants. You don't give him any space. Dickey down the middle, gets fouled. And he'll go back to the free throw line. And this is what they needed from James Dickey. Only 4 points tonight, but he has missed 3 free throws. So this is where the hours of practice have got to come into play. Well, nice pass through the legs. The hoop's nutmeg.
James Dickey the third.
Well, you think about the biggest win in the history of Pelita Jaya. Take away the championships they won in the IBL. It was last summer when James Dickey, of course, had a monumental game against KCC Isis, the champions of the Korean Basketball League. And that will forever go down. He missed a second free throw. And that will go down as possibly their biggest win in, probably Indonesian basketball history. There's a penetration, good hands. Pelita Jaya comes up with it. Aldi made 2 threes. Trying to get a third one. They had a 2-on-1. In the end, they went for the three-pointer. A disappointing transition by Pelita Jaya. Remember, these two teams, they met last season in the former BCL Asia qualifiers. Saldali comes up with it. And that's going to be a kickball violation, so Ennis Matrix Diaz will get it back. Well, good defense by Yesaya Saldale. Yeah, that's a good call. That is a good call. That's unfortunate for Pelita Jaya, but that's the right decision. Well, a timeout's going to be called. These two teams will talk it over. Oh, no timeout? Sideline possession, I guess, coming up here for Ennis Matrix Diz. Well, BCL Asia East, 24 games, 8 teams, 2 groups. Only 2 teams will qualify for the 2025 possible Champions League Asia. Yet to decide a venue for the magnificent competition. Can't get the mid-range to go. And this Matrix Diz just haven't had the same scoring power that they had in the first half. Dickey wide open. Dickey goes in. Misses the dunk. Well, Dickey's got to finish that one. But the help side defense by Marquez Lecce just making that tough one to finish. 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. PJ have turned this game around. Still in his own defense. Lecce goes in. Gets fouled. Counted. Going to the free throw line. And looking to reclaim the lead for the Ennis Matrix Diz.
Shooting foul, James Dickey the third. Second personal foul, third team foul.
Well, he went down in game 1 against Taoyuan Palian Pilots with an ankle injury, and he had to play through the pain in the second game against Bisharab Metal on Tuesday night. And credit to the mental toughness, the resilience of Marquez Lecce. Chance now to give the Matrix that 1-point cushion. 1:22 to go here in the third quarter. But he's unable to convert. Well, both teams have had their free throw struggles here tonight. There's no doubt about it. Saldale pulls up mid-range. But unable to come up with the offensive rebound. And in the end, commits the fourth and final team foul for Pelita Jaya.
Defensive foul number 3, Yesaya Saldale. Third personal foul, fourth team foul.
So Pelita Jaya, just like the Ennis Matrix did, no fouls to give away now. Matrix now patiently passing around the 2-3 zone. Finds Lecha. Lecha goes in, gets rejected. Salamat Tingao, goodbye. And they try to go for the lob, but that goes out of bounds. That's going to remain Ennis Matrix Deer's ball. Well, 0.3 of a second left here on the shot clock. Here's the three-pointer. That does come off the hands of Chris McCullough. So, as mentioned, they've got no time to bounce. You've got to catch it, you got to shoot. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. Great defense by Pelita Jaya. So 46 seconds left. If Pelita Jaya goes quickly on this upcoming offense, well then they could potentially have a 2-for-1. Saldale now caught a double team. That's going to be a traveling violation. Yep, another turnover. You can see that one coming from a mile away. And an unfortunate situation for Pelita Jaya, but this is good for the Ennis Matrix Deers because potentially they can go into the fourth quarter with the advantage. That's a close one, but it is the right call. Unfortunately, that is a good decision. Another deep three goes flying. Offensive rebound, fouls called, so Abasa now will go to the charity stripe. And here's where the Ennis Matrix Deers really hurt Pelita Jaya in the first half. They kept getting those second chances. Well, players like Obasa, that is how you've got to compete here tonight. Obasa's only got 3 points this evening. Because 2 out of his 4 points now have come from the free throw line. Both get made. Ennis Matrix Deers regain the lead by 2. Pelita Jaya, final shot here in the third quarter. Chihuahua heavily defended. They want to go for the final play. Chihuahua now puts the ball on the floor. They've got to make something happen. Time is winding down. Chihuahua goes for a tough fadeaway, and that's not going to go. And that is the end of the third quarter, where the Ennis Matrix Deers still hold on to a slender lead. But that is the first quarter in which Pelita Jaya they've beaten Ennis Matrix Deers. And I think the officials are saying there might be a little bit of time left on the clock. Because the ball didn't touch the rim, which meant it was a 24-second violation. So this means Ennis Matrix Deers, I'm not quite sure what the difference was. It may have been under a second, but we'll find out. So 0.3 of a second. I'm trying to force this one up the floor as best they can.
Check that, 0.6 seconds on the
Oh, 0.6. They're going to want to heave this one. Well, now it is indeed the end of the third quarter. 2-point lead to the Ennis Matrix Deers. Game day 3 in the opening window of the Basketball Champions League Asia East. Where currently the home team looking for their first win. They lost their opening 2 games against Taoyuan Payan Pilots and Bishrel Metal. Can Pelita Jaya pull through? They've trailed by as many as 20 points, but so far they found a way back in this one. Well, there are your stats currently from the game. Pelita Jaya much better from the perimeter. They got 2 3-pointers from Aldi Rackman, who now has 6 points, with 10 threes from the NS Matrix Steers. 2 of those coming in the third quarter. But Pelita Jaya's points in the paint have been much better. Well, momentarily, we're going to look at the top replays and highlights. So far, Pelita Jaya winning the rebound count. Majority of those coming from KJ McDaniels. And I imagine we're going to see him at some point in the fourth quarter. 17 points tonight for KJ McDaniels. Well, here are your top plays from the third quarter. That was the opening 3 of Wong Yi-ho right now. Well, he is having a game of games. 18 points, still the leading scorer for the NS Matrix Diz. Well, here was KJ McDaniels, and that was the bucket that gave PJ the lead. Pelita Jaya, no doubt about it, led by both Brandon Jawatso and KJ McDaniels, but then you don't leave John Wesley Murray wide open. You just don't do it. Well, here was Marquez Lecha getting the and one, but did fail to convert the 3-point play. Of course, Lecha tonight has played 18 minutes, only 4 points. Only 2 players in double figures here at the moment for NS Matrix Diz. That is John Wesley Murray and Wong Yi-ho. But there's the game's leading scorer, Brandon Jawatso, University of Hawaii. Spent 2 seasons playing in the Japanese B-League with Utsunomiya Brex, the champions of 2022. And then another brief season with the Mikawa Seahorses. Well, again, welcome everybody watching live on FIBA's official YouTube platform. If you're watching this game live, please hit the like button on this live stream, subscribe to FIBA on YouTube, and follow BCL Asia on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Pelita Jaya beginning the fourth quarter with the first possession. Jawatso now in the corner. Getting a screen from McCullough and turning it over in the ends. McDaniels up against, well, the follow-up by Obasa. That's disappointing because only 2 PJ players made it back. But great effort coming from NS Matrix Diz. McCullough now going in the paint. Can't finish. We're struggling here tonight. Just 9 points for Chris McCullough. Another foul has been committed, and that's going to be 2 free throws coming up for NS Matrix Diz.
Shooting foul number 13, Brandon Jawatso. For a personal foul, first team foul.
Well, the foul has been called on Brandon Jawatso. So free throws coming up for Marquez Lecha. Because he did miss his last free throw when trying to go for that and one in the third quarter. Well, if you make this one, this will do them a lot of favors. But again, misses. And as I said earlier, both teams having their struggles from the free throw line tonight. But they've got to make the free throws. They want to get at least one victory here in the opening window of the BCL Asia East. Lecha so far for 3. Now 1 for 4. First free throw made of the night for Marquez Lecha. Well, PJ now trying to break down the zone from NS Matrix Diz. McDaniels. Defended by Obasa. Finds an opening, goes in. We'll go back to the charity stripe. Nice move by KJ McDaniels. Now, Pelita Jaya do have 2 former NBA players on the floor in both KJ McDaniels and Chris McCullough, but you know what they're missing down to injury is their 2 superstar point guards. Their 2 elite backcourt players are both Anthony Bean, who also plays for the Indonesian national team, and Andakara Prastawa. First free throw good for McDaniels. Because he's now 8 out of 8 from the free throw line. 9 out of 9 for KJ McDaniels. Back to a 3-point deficit. Just over a minute played here in the fourth quarter. 3-point lead currently to the NS Matrix Diz. A team that led by 20 points in the first half. Pelita Jaya rallied together, found a way back. There's a baseline play. That's a kick out. Final seconds. Another three in the corner. And everything flying in tonight for the NS Matrix Diz. A huge three on the baseline by Jason Lee Shuen. Oh, it's another turnover. 11 3-pointers made by the Matrix Diz tonight, and now they make it an 8-point ball game. And Johannes Winner has seen enough. He's gonna call timeout. His team right now riding through the storm here in beautiful Malaysia in the city of Kuala Lumpur, excuse me. We're at the Mava Stadium. Well, again, if you're watching this game live, please hit that like button. Subscribe to FIBA on YouTube and follow BCL Asia on Instagram, Facebook, and X. We'll be back momentarily from this timeout. Well, KJ McDaniels right now 19 points. So far leading the way. Second leading scorer actually here for. Does have a double-double with 11 rebounds. And also has 6 assists, so he's 4 assists away from a triple-double. Well, we got to find some scoring here. Down by 8. James Dickey. Kicks out, finds Jawato. Wide open three by Agassi Guantada, and that cuts it back down to 6. Huge three-pointer by the Indonesian national team player. Pelita Jaya not going anywhere anytime soon. 6-3 of the game for PJ. And that's going to be an unforced turnover. And exactly what they didn't need. Well, what can they build here? Down by 6. Trying to find McDaniels, but Lecha not letting him get the ball. Time winded down the shot clock for Jawato. That's the bump. Got to go up with it. And doesn't finish. This is going to be an important play, because any bucket now will put him ahead again. Lecha passes out. There's a mid-range. Can't finish. Agassi just keeps him off the offensive rebounds. Jawato's made 2 threes. And gets another one. 25 points here for Watso. And it's back to a 3-point deficit. Huge three by the former University of Hawaii player, the former Utsunomiya Brex and Mikawa Seahorse, but now currently the Pelita Jaya superstar. Well, McDaniels comes up with a steal. McDaniels goes in. No foul called. Well, came from behind, and that must have been one hell of a block. And that's going to be another long shot that goes up, and it rolls its way in. Now, did he have his foot in the line? Was that a 3? That's a 3. 12-3 of the game. And what could have been a 1-point deficit has now become a 6-point lead to NS Matrix Diz. Now we're under 6. As he goes in for floater, And the follow-up, and this time, no mistake from KJ McDaniels. Oh, KJ, that's what I call the revenge dunk. Let them know, KJ. Let them know. Still a 2-possession lead. Obasa now in the paint. Can't finish. Good defense by James Dickey. Final second. Doesn't get it. McDaniels gets a rebound. AJ looking to cut it down a 1-possession game. Jawatso finds Dickey, goes in. So 2 free throws coming up for James Dickey. Not a bad foul though, because James Dickey, a terrific basketball player, does everything you'd want, especially in the IBL for Pelita Jaya, a crucial part of that championship win last season. But he's only made 1 out of 4. There's the block there, Marquez Lecho. And takes out the cameraman. Well, Dubachi, as they would say. Cameraman's gone. Big free throws now coming up here for James Dickey. This Ken has his struggles. 1 for 6 tonight from the free throw line. 11 rebounds for Dickey, 5 points. He's got to make this free throw now. Cut it back down to 3. And the second one not good either. Well, Pelita Jaya's free throw shooting tonight has cost them dearly. 10 missed free throws this evening. Think about it. Make half of those, and you lead them by 1. Final seconds now. Lecho gets a switch on defense. Goes up for 3, hits the top of the backboard. And that's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, have they called a foul? I think they've called a foul, actually. So, yeah, free throws coming up for Marquez Lecho. Oh, no. It's been overturned. So, they're saying that the contact that was made, the shot clock had already expired. So, Pelita Jaya will get it back with 4:43 to go. Well, KJ McDaniels right now is 4 assists. 4 assists away from a triple-double tonight. Dickey now looking to attack. Keeps possession alive, goes in. He doesn't get the and 1, but again, he'll go to the free throw line. Well, it just needs 4 assists to get to that triple-double. And he'd be the first player so far here in the 2025 BCL Asia to get that accolade. But I don't think he wants that. I think he wants a victory. And now James Dickey, 1 out of 8 from the free throw line. He's got to make these free throws. And now make it 1 out of 9. 11 missed free throws for Pelita Jaya. Well, he's a fantastic player. Take nothing away from James Dickey. And a great person to have around any team. A real hard worker, but he's got to make this free throw. Second one good, and that's his second free throw tonight. 3-point deficit. Atlantis Matrix is now bringing John Wesley Murray back in the game. And this would be a good time for him to catch fire. Wong Yi-ho up against Jawatso. Kick out, another 3. 13 threes in the game now for Atlantis Matrix Diz. Truly incredible. As John Tang Jung Kai makes that big 3-pointer. Well, they've attempted 33. They're shooting 39% from the 3-point line. But KJ McDaniels, 9 out of 9 from the charity stripe. Can try to cut this back down to 4. Well, they made the penetration by Wong Yi-ho. And in the end, kicked out to John Tang Jung Kai. Sheshe ni wada pangyo. Well, second free throw good here for KJ McDaniels. Well, he's been terrific tonight from the charity stripe. 11 out of 11 for the former NBA player. Four minutes to go. Can NS Matrix Diaz hang on? Or can Pelita Jaya come back? Hung-Yi Tom pulls up mid-range. No good. Rebound secured by McDaniels. Daniels kicks out. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Turnover. Oh, costly turnover there. But this is good for NS Matrix Diz. The good thing for Pelita Jaya, they've got fouls to give. Another penetration. Wong Yi-ho gets his own rebound. Tries to go for the putback. Can't get it. Scramble for the ball. Jawato comes up with it. Dickey down the middle. Dickey going all the way. And Dickey finishing. And now it's a 2-point deficit. Oh, great play by James Dickey. Well, it goes out of bounds. Good defense by KJ McDaniels. Because that could have easily been called a foul, but the experience of reaching in. And I got to tell you, he's been terrific tonight. Second leading scorer, but we're going to have a timeout coming up. Well, basketball fans, welcome to everybody watching this game live on FIBA's official YouTube platform. And again, if you're watching live from Jakarta, well, indeed, selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat malam. And if you are watching Saya Punya Dua Kata, make sure, well, Saya Punya Dua Kata, Semoga Pelita Jaya, make sure you follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, that was the defense, the 13-3 of the game for NS Matrix Diz. And the impressive 39% from the three-point line tonight. It's given this team hope that they could potentially pick up their first victory. They lead by 2 points. The baseline possession out here for NS Matrix Diz. And it's an unforced turnover. And now PJ will get it back. And a chance to tie the game up or maybe take the lead with a three. Well, Pelita Jaya, so far, they've only converted 6 3-pointers. They've taken a total of 16, but this is not a good baseline play by NS Matrix Diaz. They've got to take care of the ball. Jawato being heavily defended. Now finds Agassi Gontada. Ollie Rockman. Back to Jawato. Dickey going quickly. Twisting. Through the pressure. Can't get it. And NS Matrix Diz, they survived the offense. That's good defense. While John Wesley Murray going coast to coast gets a hard foul from KJ McDaniels. And now he'll go to the free throw line. Well, big free throws coming up for John Wesley Murray. He's got to be able to convert these. Extend the pressure even further here against Pelita Jaya. Because the very best he's going to be able to do now is trying to put this to, indeed, a 2-possession lead at 4 points. 2:42 left. Well, he's had an effective Oh, he missed it. That's his first missed free throw tonight. 16 points. Well, he had 28 points in that opening game. Terrific performance. Second one good. 3-point lead currently here too. Ennis Matrix Diz. And this feels like the opening game against Taoyuan Payan Pilots. Well, James Dickey. A little bit of magic there. AJ goes baseline. Pump face goes in. Finishes under intense pressure. Well, he's been Superman tonight. Super dad. That's a terrific father as well. 25 points tonight for KJ McDaniels. One-point ball game. Wesley Murray splits the defense, gets fouled again. He'll go back to the free throw line. And the foul is on Brandon Jawato. Great job there to split the defense. Now, definitely there's a reach there, but it's a tough one for sure. So big free throws coming up here for John Wesley Murray. 17 tonight. Well, the very best is put it back to a three-point lead. And then you've got to rely collectively on your defensive instincts. And no doubt this is something Coach Felton Seeley's trained this team to do. Second one just rattles in. 3-point lead currently to Ennis Matrix Diz. Looks like some potential changes may be coming in. McDaniels now having to help to bring the ball up. McCullough got it by Leccia. Spins down baseline, goes in. He's unable to finish. Well, that's good defense by Marquez Leccia. Potentially here, Ennis Matrix Diz could close this game out. They almost turned it over. And they do just that. Pelita Jaya will get it back in a sloppy offense by the Ennis Matrix Diz. Well, Pelita Jaya take a lot of gambles. And this is where they should have taken advantage, but good defense again by KJ McDaniels. They got a man down. Goes for the three. And he ties the game up. Watto, Watto, Watto time, baby. We're all locked in at 82 apiece. 4-3 the game for Brandon Jawato. What a game for the Indonesian national team player. Well, we definitely hear PJ fans in the building. And that's way off the mark. And Pelita Jaya come up with it. McDaniels under pressure. Finds Brandon Jawato. Foul has been given, so now it's going to be free throws coming up here for KJ McDaniels. And a chance now for Pelita Jaya to take the lead. Well, this is the championship DNA of the IBL coming into fruition. A big moment now here for KJ McDaniels and Pelita Jaya. He hasn't missed a free throw this evening. 11 out of 11 tonight from the charity stripe. 25 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Ice cold in the veins, dealing with the pressure. First missed free throw, but that's going to be a line violation. KJ McDaniels just leaving the free throw line before it hit the rim. Well, you got to give him credit. His free throw shooting, in my mind, single-handedly, along with Brandon Jawato's scoring, has what's kept Pelita Jaya back, well, kept him in this, but also brought him back in. Timeout call by Coach Felton Seeley. Well, basketball fans, we'll be back after this timeout, but make sure you follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, NS Matrix is they've got to score on this offense. It would be heartbreaking for this team, who have played so well this evening. Remember, they led by 20 points in the first half. They've shot 13 out of 34 from the perimeter. They've come so far. They've worked so hard. Well, John Murray, you know something's going to happen with the ball in his hands. Toronto switches on defense. Well, diving on the ground. Dickey comes up with it. Dickey now going all the way. And Terima Kasih. Sama, baby. A 3-point lead to Pelita Jaya. Incredible twist of events. Well, just maybe, the tide has turned. Punya Jakarta, the IBL champions, have come back from the dead. They look dead and buried. And the dive on the floor by Agassi and James Dickey III. One more time. Terima Kasih. Sama, baby. Well, again, we will come back from this timeout very shortly, but make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook. This is the BCL Asia East. Well, this game not over by any stretch of a means. Let me tell you something. It could very well still be John Wesley Murray time. They're only down by 3 points. Go back to that opening game against Italian Pilots. They looked dead and buried in regulation, but they came back again. They looked dead and buried in first regulation of overtime, but they still came back. Anything is possible here in the BCL Asia East, especially with the NS Matrix Diz. Pelita Jaya have one foul to give. As a deep three. That's not going to go. KJ McDaniels, big rebound. Now they're going to finish this and make it a 5-point lead. Punya Jakarta, the defending champions of the IBL, have done the unthinkable. Down 20, and they've made the comeback. John Wesley Murray unable to get the three. The foul has been committed, and that might just do it. Well, no doubt, the PJ fans who've made the journey here to beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, are going to enjoy the journey home. All of the thousands of IBL fans, especially Pelita Jaya fans, are going to love this one. McDaniels, I tell you something. He might just be the player of the game. Might just be. 27 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, nearly a triple-double. He gets zone rebound. Still can't get it. And that might just do it. Well, Salamat Pagi, Salamat Siang, Salamat Malam, and Salamat Tinggal. Semangad Pelita Jaya, they win this one. They came back from down 20 points. And Coach Johannes Winner, his team have done it, along with head coach Rob Beveridge. Heartbreaking defeat here for NS Matrix Diz. A team that converted 13 three-pointers out of 40. They were terrific tonight. They led by 20, but they just couldn't hold on. Well, an unbelievable performance, to say the least, no doubt about it. But the champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, the IBL, well, they show their championship DNA. Led by that man, KJ McDaniels. I tell you what, Pelita Jaya fans, you better be making a new t-shirt for him called Superman KJ. Well, Superman KJ put on that orange cloak tonight, and he flew all over the court, and he single-handedly, along with Brandon Jawatso. Remember, tonight Jawatso was the one that led them at the beginning. He had more points than KJ. He had 8 rebounds and 2 assists. Collectively, Pelita Jaya, they were terrific. Well, there are your stats. Pelita Jaya, 23 out of 49 from an inside the rainbow, hitting 7 big three-pointers. 4 of those coming from Brandon Jawatso. In total, more field goals, 30 out of 66. But an incredible performance. Well, it was Watso time, no doubt about it. Definitely was Watso time. Both teams 50 rebounds. And although NS Matrix does have more assists, unfortunately, they just couldn't prevail. Well, John Benabas sekarang. It is PJ time, baby. Saya punya dua kata, punya Jakarta. Unbelievable performance. Well, there your free throw counts as well. 20 out of 32. They missed 12 free throws and still found a way to win. But very shortly, we are indeed going to hear from the player of the game, KJ Superman McDaniels. An unbelievable performance tonight from KJ. Heartbreaking defeat for Coach Felton Seeley. Well, let's listen now to KJ McDaniels.
Thank you, KJ. Congratulations on being the player of the game. Just going to read out your stat line here. 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks, along with 12 of 13 from the free throw line. Talk about your performance today.
Just a lot of motivation behind it. Shout out to my family. Shout out to God. You know, it's just a lot of motivation behind it. Shout out to my teammates. They picked me up when I was down. And we know that was their last game. They were going to give up their all, but it's our first game. So we got to come out here and make a statement, and that's what we did. So, you know, we just got to keep grinding, keep uplifting each other, and get ready for the next stint of the tournament. But I'm proud of the guys for coming in here in a hostile crowd, and we came out here and fought, and, you know, it resulted in a win.
And Pelita Jaya started out the game a little bit slow, but you guys managed to fight your way back into it. You've got such a big away crowd in the stands today as well. Talk about how the fans was behind you guys all the time.
Yeah, shout out to the PJ Holics. You know, they came, you know, if they came from Jakarta or were here, their support helped uplift us. You know, when we made a play, they cheered loud. So, you know, shout out to the PJ fans.
Okay, and the last one here, you know, you were drafted in the same year in the NBA draft as Joel Embiid in what we would, basketball fans would call as the process there. And it seems like your process has come to a peak here with the Pelita Jaya being named to IBL's all IBL second team, as well as winning the championship last year. Talk about how your basketball journey has impacted you so far.
I mean, the process, I mean, it's a grind. You know, that's anybody playing basketball. You know, it's a grind and it's a process to, you know, get where you want to get. You know, everybody wants to be in the NBA, but, you know, unfortunately, it's only a certain amount of spots. So, you know, it didn't put me down or anything. It just inspired me to keep going. And, you know, God has blessed me with being able to play the game I love. So, you know, shout out to Pelita Jaya giving me a chance to keep playing the game I love. So, you know, it's a grind and it's going to continue.
It is. But thank you so much. And once again, congratulations for the win. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Well, terrific performance tonight from KJ McDaniels. As mentioned, 3 rebounds away from a triple-double to go with his 3 assists, excuse me. He had 7 in total, 18 rebounds, and 27 points. Well, that wraps up window 1. Well, indeed, we have 4 more windows here in the BCL Asia East, and then we'll final up with a Final Four to find out which 2 teams will go to the 2025 BCL Asia. Well, fans, we thank you for joining us here in beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. At the end, Pelita Jaya, they'll take the victory. And a final message, we'd like to say terima kasih and sama-sama, baby. We'll see you for the next window, which will be held in Jakarta. See you soon. This is the BCL Asia East.
From Muslim friends, selamat Hari Raya Idul Fitri.
All right, welcome everyone to the post-game press conference of the Basketball Champions League Asia East game between NS Matrix Deers from Malaysia and Pelita Jaya from Indonesia. It was an exciting game, a heart-stopping game that ended with an 88-82 victory for Pelita Jaya. To start our press conference, we would like to get an opening statement from the head coach, Johannes Wiener, and the player of the game, KJ McDaniels. So, Coach, please give us an opening statement. How did you feel about the game?
As expected, in our dugout before the game start, I talked to my player that tonight NS Matrix will play more aggressive than before because no team coming don't want to lose 3 times in a row. They coming from twice losing and with a close margin, you know. So on the third game for sure they will come out very aggressive, and then it's like a predictable. First quarter they come out very aggressive, you know, very physical, and at the beginning our player a little bit surprised, you know, a little bit shocked with the situation. We make a lot of turnover, you know, and then we give them a lot of offensive rebound. They get the score from that situation, and then this is where the KJ set in, where is the Brandon Jawato role set in with the leadership, with the experience. They managed to control our team. Okay, this is the situation. We play more patient, you know, become a little aggressive in the defense, and then we catch up slowly until we can turn around the score. So in this game, the leadership from KJ McDonald especially is really amazing.
Okay, thank you, Coach. KJ?
First, I want to say I'm proud of my team. You know, proud of coaching them for keeping us accountable, holding us accountable from the start to the end. So, you know, we knew it was going to be a tough game coming in. Like Coach said, nobody wants to lose 4 in a row. And we knew they were going to come out and give it, you know, their best. And like he says, they started off hot. And they're a tough team. They're a good team, physical team, great shooting team. So, you know, it was just we had to get the jitters out, and you know everybody calmed down a little bit and just started to feel the game out a lot more. Jawato, he led the way, exploding, you know, from the start, keeping us in it, and we just all have to, you know, it's gonna be days like that where somebody else comes out hot, and we just got to follow along and do the other things that that's gonna get us to the peak of the mountain. That's what happened. It resulted in a win. So I'm proud of my guys, proud of the staff for keeping us healthy, and the entire Pelita Jaya family for coming and supporting us. So, we're going to keep going. We got more games ahead of us, and, we're not satisfied. We got to keep going. It's a process, and it's a journey, and I'm glad to be on the journey with these guys.
All right, thank you, KJ. Now we'd like to open to the floor for questions for Coach and KJ.
Okay, here's the first question is to Coach. So, Coach, what was the thing you told your guys when Pelita Jaya went down by 20?
So the first thing, we cannot rushing. First, we have to tie up, start from the defense. We have to be disciplined on defense, be more aggressive, be more physical. Nothing easy, And then when we got the ball, we have to run. We have to run because if we slow down, Matrix will have a lot of trapping, double team, switching. It makes us confusing. So the only way to attack the situation is play aggressive defense. Whenever we got the ball, we have to run. That's the situation.
Thanks, Coach. So coming up question to KJ McDaniels. So there are 2 questions. I'll start from the first. Okay. So at what particular point during the game or during your rally that made you believe Pelita Jaya can complete this rousing comeback?
I mean, anytime we're on the floor, we have practices, and we compete, and that's what all the guys were ready to do, compete. We knew it was, we were going against a hostile crowd, and they came out and, they hit us first. And I think we woke up, we responded in the right way, let the game kind of come to us. And, it's their home court, and we knew they would make a run, so they made the run first. And in the second half, going into the second half, we cut it down. And then we knew the second half they were going to come out firing, being more aggressive. But, I have faith in my team as soon as we step on the floor that we can win. And, that's what happened. And, we have to lead the way, specifically me and, the other guys who did their job and, chipped in. So, it was a good win, good first win in the BCL.
So coming up, the second question to KJ McDaniels as well. So how does this come from behind win make you excited for window 2 of the BCL Asia East, given that it will be held in Jakarta?
I'm super excited for the fans, the players, the families that are, there and waiting for us to come back. So, we're excited, and I feel like that was a good first gritty win. We had to grind out without coming back from 20. So, we're excited and can't looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Thanks. Yep.
Right, thank you. If there's no further questions, that concludes the post-game press conference. Thank you again, Coach. Thank you again to KJ. Congratulations again.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, welcome everyone to the second part of the post-game press conference of the BCL Asia East game between NS Matrix Deers against Pelita Jaya. The game ended in a victory for Pelita Jaya, 88-82 over NS Matrix Deers. We'd like to start the press conference with an opening statement from head coach Felton Seeley and NS Matrix Deers best player Wong Yi Hao. Coach?
We give all praise to God. Unfortunately, today wasn't our day. I really thought we had this game today. And unfortunately, we just couldn't make the plays down the end to close it out against a very well-coached team. And I'm proud of my team because we fought all the way except that basketball's 40 minutes, and we just didn't finish it out in the last 3 minutes.
I think our team today is doing well at the first half. And we all play with each other, play well to defense and offense, and then got so many wide open shots, and then we make the shot. But at the last, got few turnover. We cannot accept that.
All right, thank you. Okay, we will first open to the floor for questions in English, and we'll open for questions in local language later. So first, questions in English for Coach or Yi Hao.
All right, so my test. All right. So the first question to Coach Felton Seeley. So your team led by as many as 20, but failed to protect as much, and eventually led to this heartbreaking loss. How do you think will this kind of experience contribute to the kind of growth you want to see in your team?
Well, I don't think you grow when you lose, but you get exposed. And these games were exposure games for us. And I believe we moved in the right direction. But when you play as hard as we've played and you can't come up with a W, it doesn't leave a good feeling inside of you. But overall, if you look at it from offensive and defensive, we improved each game. And that's what I was looking for. But the biggest thing is we improved with our chemistry, our local players, really found a way to play for each other, and that's what we asked of them. And I'm proud of it.
And coming up question to Yi Hao. So does this loss make you and NS Matrix even hungrier for Window 2 in Jakarta, Indonesia?
For me, yes. Because, we are losing the Malaysian #1 great player to our teams. So I think we all players now need to more stick together. And then the next week we are prepared to going to Indonesia. I think they are the richer team in Indonesia, right? So just play it, I think.
Yep. Test.
Coach, even though we lost the game, but you look relaxed and your mood is still okay. But I'm sure we learned a lot from this game because for the previous two games we were down by 19-20, but this game we were leading by 20, but we still lost the game. But there are a lot of things we can learn. And what was the biggest takeaway from this game, in your opinion?
Biggest takeaway for me is, knowing time, clock, and execution. When the game is on the line, you got to execute. And you got to read the game. Because the good teams, they know what you're running, and you've got to have a counter for when they take away your main sets. And that's what we will grow into. But overall, we played, very good basketball teams. And I just truly believe the spirit was there that I'm looking for. For me as a coach, I try to stay as positive as I can with them. We always say next play because negative gets you nothing. And my players feed off me. And I know that, I can be aggressive at times. But when I come to games, I'm your best friend. I'm your cheerleader. And I'll support you. And if you're not doing well, we'll try somebody else. We got 12 players. And I just believe that our team is stepping in the right direction. In terms of chemistry, positive attitude, and we're playing for each other. And you can't ask for more than that.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, sorry. We open the floor for questions in Chinese to Yihao.
OK 呀，一豪，今天就是在美美已经受伤确诊的情况下，你作为球队的一个老队员主力，挺身而出，就找回一种感觉啊，就是接下来对你，因为之前可能也经历一些低潮，那对你来说这一场比赛找回一些外线手感，对接下来的比赛会有什么样的影响？
我觉得就是作为自己找到回自己的球就好，然后因为你想我们现在暂时损失了一个猛将线，但是我们唯一的起来就是我可以尽量带领他们，就是讲 more stick together 在一起了，就讲为了每个人打球，而不是为自己打球了，就是
Yeah, so try to find back his own style, and even though throughout this circuit we have lost one of our best players, we just try to keep reminding each other to stick together and to be united throughout this competition.
And Coach, I got one more question for you. What do you think about Jason's debut? Jason Lee.
I'm a big fan of Jason. Jason had a tremendous NBL. I mean, he's a guy you put on a seatbelt on and let him go play. And he's played for me in the Fugon Cup, so I'm very familiar with him. And he's a hard-working player. He don't talk too much, but he talks with the basketball. Big fan, and I always tell the player, you got to be ready at any time. And he stepped in today and showed his abilities, and more importantly, his energy is just tremendous.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, no other questions? Okay, that concludes the post-game press conference. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Yihao. Best of luck in Jakarta.
Touchdown,